Hey everybody, get on in here, or out here. I'm on the back porch. It's cool, it's a little breezy. We might get buzz bombed by a hummingbird. We got squirrels. I have tea. I'm gonna pour me some tea. Yep, pouring me some, and it's hot too. I might have to let it cool off a little bit. But I have my table right here. So get on in here. Yep, it's that time of day. I could take a nap. Y'all ever feel that way? You just get on the porch and you think, wow, I need a hammock out here. Need a hammock to take a little nappy poo. Yep. That smells good. But it's too hot to drink right now. Let's see if I can get anybody in here. Let's see if I can add Liz. Add Liz. Liz, see if you can find a way to get on here. I hear Leanne continued our soapbox at 1 o'clock today. Can y'all hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Wow, that breeze feels good. Yes, a hammock would be nice. Happy time, happy tea time, happy nap time. I don't do well in hammocks. I tend to can't get in them or out of them. I got an upside down puppy playing over there. There's Justin. So y'all get your tea. We have the view behind us. Let's see if I can get... It's not much of a view today. Maybe we'll see critters. I'll be real quiet. Come here, Tulip. Come here. Come here. Come here, puppy. The ladies want to see you. Yeah. Here she is. It's only a face a mama could love. Look at here. She just wants to lick my hand. She just wants to lick. Lick, 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 lick. Anyway, I'll put it back around here. That's the Blue Ridge right behind me. Right there. It says I'm still sending it to you. Let me try again. Add Liz. It says adding. Yeah, if I can get past the 3 o'clock slump, I'll be good. I'll be real good. I don't know why it won't let us do it. Let me see if I mess with that, it doesn't like it. No, it doesn't like it. Well, it is a gorgeous view. Robert knew there was a view out there somewhere when he bought this place in 1975. He knew there was a view. He just had to marry me to find it. Because I don't mind cutting trees. Trees are renewable resources. Yep. So everybody get your tea. Let's see if we can take a drink. That is warm. There's Miss Sue. She is my brother's mother-in-law. She's a precious lady and she likes to cook. She has been cooking up a storm this pandemic. I've been watching her. West Virginia's a nice state. He's just gotten quiet all of a sudden. Just super quiet. And a sleepy dog on the floor. She has to stay right with me, though. Yes, I'm dirty fasting today. I've had a little bit of chicken. Yep. A little bit of chicken. And I'm real careful with what I eat for dinner, too. Cut back on the carbs. You know, we can do this. Here's what I learned from Gary Tops in the book, Why We Get Fat. It was a brilliant book. I may reread it this week because it sort of sets your mind in the right position. Right position. Now, people private messaging me, Liz, I still can't get you. I don't know why. Can you hit that little button where there's two people at the bottom of the screen? It's a head and then there's a box with a head in it. See if you click that and see if it's adding you. Yep, we're doing. It's really just low carb. I don't mess with keto and having to know what the difference is. I eat greens and meat. That's it. Greens and meat. And bone broth. Phones are horizontal. Horizontal's this way. Yep. Would you allow to speak loudly? I am speaking loudly. You may need to turn your volume up. I'll turn my volume up. See if that helps. But greens and meat, pretty much. Green veggies, green leaves of things. Yep. There, Leanne has to jump on the trampoline. Liz, I don't know why it's not working. We're going to have to practice this after a while. Anyway. It's a good day in the neighborhood. Just to sit back. Oh, the sun went behind. The front porch was too hot a while ago. Too hot. There's an opening in the trees where our big oak tree fell a few years ago. And it lets the sun in, which is good for my garden, good for my tomato plants. And you know, I can't grow for the life of me an aloe vera plant. Everybody can grow them, and I can't grow them to save my life. And I don't know why. How much does it cost to do it's free. Hot Melt Sprint is free. So go to savingdinner.com/sprint. Somebody's been busy today decluttering. Decluttering it's contagious. You start in one area of the house and you want to pull out more than you can put back in 1 hour, but don't do that. Don't do that. Precisely pluck your clutter. Do 27 fling boogies. Just take your time. Gather up 27 items to give away and 27 items to throw away. And before you know it, you'll have a car full to drop off next time. There's Miss Emma. I'd never watered it before. I just got it in. And I put it in a pot. And it went... So I don't know what's going on. Uh-oh. There was a door. And the dog's looking for Robert. Uh-oh. Robert's got something in his hand. I thought so too, that the aloe plant multiplies like rabbits, but it's not. It just went squat. And it just happened in like a couple of hours. hear something behind me. It's a critter. Yep, it's a critter. I have never ever colored my hair. Not even any sun stuff when I was a kid. I would get out in the sun and it would get a little redder, but it was nope, I never done it. Never had the desire to do it. Oh, the birds are coming back. Uh-oh, something died. One of my headphones died. Hope you can still hear me. I don't know which. I bet it was this one. Yeah, I bet it was that one. I color coded my headphones yesterday when Leanne was here. I'm not doing a bob. Not gonna do a bob. It reminds me too much of when Mama cut my hair off because I was chewing on it. Not gonna do that. Oh, good. Willow said she can still hear me. I meant to charge this one, but it wore down. That's what happens when you listen to books during the day. And I've been on the phone. Phones rang nonstop all day long. A possum. When I was pregnant with Justin, I had a baby possum that I took care of and fed. It's a wonder he didn't get marked like a possum. Well, Lori, if you don't want to talk about no keto or low carb, then you might just need to leave because I don't want you on here disrupting everything I'm saying. You got that? This isn't your show. It's not your show. So if you're going to talk about disagreeing with everything I say, you need to leave now because it is not your show. Do you got it? You can come back when we're not talking about this, but this week we're talking about the sprint, and we're talking about low carb, and we're talking about giving up our excuses and taking care of things. And if you don't want to hear that, you have an off button on your phone. Yeah, you do. Book's coming along just fine. We do talk about everything. We talk about my hair curling up on the back, and it's not like I've got a mullet or anything. But we're talking about tea, and tea has no carbs in it. I do not have any mosquitoes. But we can get mosquitoes, but we keep a check on. I've got a bird feeder there and a bird feeder there, and we put fresh water in it every couple of days. Dump out the old water because it gets rid of the wigglers, we call them. Carla has a hair appointment. Yay for Carla. I have one at the end of the month. Yep. Last Wednesday in the month. Leanne's getting close. Is she getting her hair colored? Oh my. Oh my goodness. Well, thanks for all the I saw something on a tree out there. I didn't know what it was, but it's just a dead limb. I like my gray. I got a lot of it. Well, thank you, Cindy. Seeing you makes me happy too. Wow, that was a limb that fell and it got hung up. You know, I'm just so excited to see people going back to work and to see restaurants opening up and to see Scott Adams went out to eat last night. It was his birthday. It's the first time he's been out to eat since the pandemic started, since he started hollering in January. He's what is it? I don't know the word. Sequestered himself early on. early on. And even sent his sweet darling back to her home because her mom was an essential worker or something, and they couldn't even see each other. They couldn't even see each other. I felt so bad for them because they just got engaged. But last night he had dinner with his sweet darling, and that was so special. And I think he had steak. And he's not a vegan, he's a pescatarian, which means he eats fish. But he said he was a carnivore last night, which means he had red meat. Yep, I'm going to have red meat tomorrow night because Leanne and Mark are cooking us some steaks. Fun, fun, fun. Steaks, greens, and bacon. Robert's only ever seen me gray, and his hair is white. So I told him early on, I said, what you see is what you get. I'm not going to be dyeing my hair. He said, good, I'm not going to dye mine either. I think it looks silly for a man to dye his hair. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Friday's a good sequestered. Yep. I couldn't spell it if my life depended on it, but Leanne did it for me. But I guess I could. Sequestered. Yep, I could. Don't have bugs to bother me. They bother Leanne, but they don't bother me. They don't bother me. Well, I don't know so much about being a bright light. I have a big mouth. And I say it like, I tell it like it is, like I feel about it. You don't have to wonder how I feel. There's Miss Rebecca. Love you. You don't have to wonder how I feel about things because I pretty much tell you every day. Flies trying to bite me though. But I dress for comfort today. Comfort. Can you hear the locust? Yes, we can. This is a locust year, but I haven't heard them calling each other yet. Have not heard that yet. I hear crows off in the distance. Yesterday we had turkeys. Leanne and I could both hear them. I had a few gray hairs when Leanne and I met 20 years ago. But that's okay. You can even tell men who use that Grecian formula stuff. Oh, it's getting to be just right. Just right. You know, this time we spend together, even though I'm running my mouth a little bit, we're not really talking about anything. We're just sitting and drinking tea. Sitting and drinking tea. And how fun is that? Do I ever use non-chlorine bleach to shine your sink instead of Clorox? No, because once you shine it, I mostly use Comet or Barkeeper's Friend right now. That's mainly what I use right now. I never have to, but when you haven't cleaned your sink in a long, long time, when you haven't shined your sink in a long, long time, then you may need to pull out the Clorox, just a little bit of it. You can put it on a rag if you want to and wipe your sink down. Doesn't matter. But don't mix Clorox and Comet. Don't mix those two things. Either use one or the other. Don't mix them. And if you do, you rinse between steps really well. How do you How do you do long-term food storage? Well, I have a freezer, and a lot of things that need long-term storage I put in the freezer because I have a generator that runs the freezer. But if you don't have that, you've got to keep weevils and stuff out of it. So I usually put things in the freezer, and then I can put it for a couple of weeks. There's my doggy. For a couple of weeks to kill anything that's in there because the freezer is at 0. It's at 32 degrees below freezing. I have enough stuff, and I have some other storage that is dehydrated and keeps well. You get the moisture out of it, it'll do pretty good. But I mainly have a stocked pantry and a stocked freezer. And then that way I can get the stuff I need to get done. Maybe you can see Tulip now. There's my puppy, yeah. There's my puppy. She's such a good dog. She's learning not to jump on people. Even Mark noticed yesterday that she didn't jump on him. She does have some bad habits, but that's okay. She was chasing something last night, something big in the woods. Gotta get some questions up here. Drying time. How do you dry time? If you have a dehydrator, I guess you could put it in the dehydrator. What is a weevil? It's a larva of a T90 moth. And it will eat sweaters. I have to tell you a funny story. During Y2K, everybody stocked up on things. And I got a case of oatmeal because I figured oatmeal, you can have oatmeal every day. It'll keep you regular. It'll be fine. Got this case of oatmeal, and then I started seeing these little tiny worms in my bathroom. Now, Robert built me these wonderful shelves in the basement, which are right below my bathroom. And somehow, the weevils, the little worms were crawling up the pipes into my bathroom. And I finally went downstairs and noticed that there were little holes in the oatmeal. Little holes in the oatmeal boxes. And I opened them up, and they were full of little webs. And it had developed its own ecosystem, y'all. Its own ecosystem. And the ecosystem was the spiders built webs above the oatmeal boxes and would catch the little weevils as they turned into little moths and eat them. It was embarrassing. I really don't care. It happened, and I know we've all had weevils, but if you get flour in, you kind of need to put it in the freezer and kill everything off. Number 10, cans for... I don't have many canned goods. I have more frozen stuff, and I have some hermetically sealed cans. Yeah, I hate bugs too. I hate ants. I've got Leanne a present for tomorrow. I forgot to give her yesterday the present. It was some ant traps. Because this time of year, the ants want to come in the house. They do. They get anything with wheat, flour, oats, yep. They getting everything. And little roaches will come in. They will come in potatoes, bags of potatoes. So when you get your bags of potatoes, it's good to take your potatoes out of the bag and put them in a basket. So you can see if there's anything in there. Well, folks, it's 3:30. Got my first stars. Indian moss. I don't know about Indian moss. Risers from the dollar store. I don't know what those are. I think I got the Toro ant traps. Yep, the Toro ant traps. Paper bags too for roaches. Yep, and boxes. Boxes. They love corrugated boxes. The dog is asleep behind me. She's just asleep. Yep, we've had weevils in sunflower seeds too. They'd just be flying everywhere, and I couldn't figure out where they were coming from, and sure enough, it was sunflower seeds. But you know, birds like them. Well, that's a big bird. Well, that was my hawk, I guess. Well, y'all have a good day. And stay strong when it comes to the sprint. You'll be glad you did, because we can do anything for 7 days. We really can. And my camera keeps dropping lower and lower and lower. Not the fridge. That's right. No fridge for potatoes. Now, if they get eyes on them and they start growing, when it's in the dark of the moon, you can plant those and make you some more potatoes. Now, yesterday morning, Robert was going to go to the grocery store, and we were out of milk. And he said, well, I'm looking for some canned milk, some evaporated milk, because he grew up drinking that on his cereal. I said, you don't have to do that. I'll make you some milk. So I got some cold water out of the refrigerator, and I had whole powdered milk. And I made him about a cup of milk, and he put it over his cereal. He said, well, that's pretty good. Having backup for stuff. I have stuff to make sour cream, too. What's Liz saying? I missed what Liz said. Yay, Liz. Let's see if anybody else can talk to me. Nope. Billy Joe, Justin, Patty, none of them. They're either on their computer. I'm on day 9 of the baby steps. Yes, Monica, we're doing the sprint. The sprint is hot melt sprint. It's where we can do anything for 7 days. And we're keeping up with our portions, we're drinking our water, we are taking care of ourselves. And it is working. It's working. Gets rid of inflammation, which gets rid of a lot of fluid weight. There, somebody posted it. I haven't had any carbs today. No carbs. I had a bite of chicken. And that'll keep me satisfied until dinner time. This powder milk, I put mine in the freezer, except I got this new canister the other day when the pandemic happened, and I wanted a little more access to milk. So I have bags of it in the freezer for backup, but I have a canister in the house, not in the basement. I didn't know there was such a thing. Oh well, I don't know what that is. I missed that one. Give Tulip kisses. Tulip, they want me to give you kisses. Yeah, if you keep it in the freezer, it'll pretty much stay forever. Yes, you can eat eggs. A lot of people eat eggs and avocado during sprint week. And that is really good. Eggs and avocado. I like to make avocado egg salad. There's Miss Kaylee. She's a little late today. But that's okay. Better late than never. Wow, that tea's hitting the spot. Eggs are my staple food. Well, everybody, y'all have a good rest of the day. Somebody's talking about traps for fruit flies. Fruit flies can drive you nuts. What I like to do, this is weird, you can put a little juice down in the bottom of a glass and cover the glass with saran wrap, the kind that sticks to the edge, and put a rubber band around it. Then cut a little hole in the top and make a funnel out of a piece of note card and tape it where it'll stay. So you make this little funnel, you stick it down in there and anchor it, and the fruit flies will go down in there to the sweet stuff. Then they can't get out. They drown. I learned this, you can do it with wine too. Had people over and we had a bottle of wine, and I didn't put the cork back in it, and the next morning the whole top layer of a half a bottle of wine was covered with gnats, those fruit flies. And I thought, wow. And it really wasn't a sweet wine either. It was just a wine. So it attracts fruit flies. Yum, that sounds so good. An avocado on top of eggs. Now, I love spinach and eggs. That's just one of my favorite things ever. Ever. Well, y'all, let's celebrate. Let's celebrate the economy coming back, people going back to work, people opening up their businesses. Let's celebrate, because it's happening right in front of us. And that is a wonderful thing. That is a wonderful thing. It's a cat hair. Well, y'all have a great rest of the day. My phone keeps dropping. I gotta fix that. I love you all. See you later. Bye. Don't forget about our sales. Don't forget about our sales. Clean. Let me get down here on your level. Clean 25. It keeps dropping. Clean 25 is the coupon code, and we have tons of things that don't even need a coupon code. And you can pre-order your calendars. So get it done. I love you all. See you later. Leanne's got a show at 4 o'clock if she gets her hair done.